When to walk away after a home inspection. You've picked out the perfect home. You put in an offer. You're the winning buyer. You send out the home inspector. You have his report or her report. Wait a minute, there's some issues with this home that we weren't aware of when we looked at it and made our offer. There are some reasonable requests we can make, but there's things on this report that I'm just not comfortable with. Today I want to talk about 5 times that you may consider walking away from a home purchase after the home inspection, right after this. Hi, I'm Anthony George with Remax Syntex here in Waco, Texas. Each week I put together videos pertaining to real estate in the Waco area. If you like this video, please consider clicking subscribe and the like button or the little bell to be notified each week as I put out new content every Monday. Today I want to talk about the home inspection and what do you do when you can't come to an agreement on reasonable repairs, or you found issues with the home that are just a no-go. I want to list in order the 5 reasons people walk away after a home inspection. Number 5, termites. Those little bugs that crawl in and eat the cellulose in the wood. Sometimes you can see termite damage to the exterior of a home, on the side of a home that's been treated and it's been taken care of. I know our home that we live in currently, it looked like it had some termite damage before we purchased it 14 years ago. Each year we annually have a service come out and test for termites. However, if termites have been found to eat into the structure of the home or the framing that hold up from the foundation up to the roof, then it's a time you may want to consider backing away from the home, because it can be very expensive to go in and fix the home to where it's a solid structure. Number 4, dishonesty. You walk in, everything looks perfect, nothing's been disclosed in the seller's disclosure, only to find out that things have been covered up. A home inspector will go in and thoroughly inspect every aspect of the home, from the roof all the way to the ground, and look for things that you may not be trained to look for or know to look for. But sometimes you have homeowners that will try to cover up things with, say, a coat of paint, or they didn't disclose something and you find out later that they knew about it. That is a point in time when you should walk away and maybe even consider running away. Number 3, shoddy workmanship, or what I like to call the do-it-yourselfer that called Uncle Larry and offered him a 12-pack of beer to help him, only to find out Uncle Larry drank the 12-pack before we started work. Yeah, we've all done it. I know I've done it. I've jumped in, going to do repairs at my house. I see the videos on TV. Chip and Joanna make it look so easy. However, they have crews that come in and do this on a daily basis. Just because you've watched a YouTube video and you think you understand how to make a repair to your home, not having the skill set sometimes can run you into issues. By that I mean shoddy electrical work. Yeah, I can probably put in a light switch, but if I don't know exactly what I'm doing, it can cause issues and cause a hot spot. Or say my painting, I somehow get into the ceiling a lot. You have to consider a lot of the improvements and a lot of the workmanship. What's it going to cost for you to repair it, to make it look like something that you want to live in? Say you spent what the house is worth on the market, but then you have to go back in and spend another $10,000 to rework a lot of the craftsmanship that Weekend Larry had, and it's just not worth it. So shoddy workmanship, or the weekend do-it-yourselfer, may not always be the best person to follow into your new home. Number 2, as I just mentioned, electrical work. If the house was wired back in the 1930s, such as a lot of my house was, you still have cloth wiring and cloth insulation that can be a fire hazard, especially if you have spaces that rodents have gotten into and started chewing on the wiring. Wiring can be very expensive to replace throughout the whole house, or Most of your outlets are two-prong, and everything that you have coming in is three-prong and needs to be grounded. Something else to consider: how much is it going to cost to rewire the home? Think about it. Everything we own is plugged into a wall today. From our tablets to our phones, our television, everything is wired. So making sure that the wiring inside of a home is up to today's standards, or at least up to the standards to be safe for you and your family, and it's not too much to come in to repair. But electrical, the second most common reason to walk away from a home after inspection. Number one, and this is kind of a group of 3 or 4 things, but one causes the other, so I've put them all together, but that would be foundation, groundwater, flooding, and mold. A foundation on a home is its base. It is what causes everything above it to stand and be level, to be cracked, to be moving, to be shifting, or to be solid. If you find foundation issues in a home, first thing you need to understand is, what is the cause? Most homes here in Texas, foundation issues are caused by the extreme heat and the drying of the ground. The ground shrinks up. Then we get extreme rains, inch or two at a time. They soften the ground moves back, causes a lot of foundation issues. If the home is on a slab, the slab will crack, and part of it will move down, part of it may shove up. Or you're on a pier and beam, and one of the corners where the pier and beams are being held starts to sink, will cause issues on that end of the house. The other thing is, once there's a crack, it will draw moisture in. Moisture leads to certain things such as mold, mildew. They can move in and cause a lot of health issues for you and your family that you may not be aware of until they start happening, and then you discover that, hey, my house has mold in it because of a foundation issue, and it could run into tens of thousands of dollars to repair. So the number one reason to walk away after a home inspection would be foundation issues, mold, mildew, and water problems. If you like this content, please consider clicking the subscribe button and the like button, as each week I put out information about real estate and the Waco market. I've also put together a playlist located here talking about all the different aspects of home buying.